Hi lovies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Malinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much. Alright lovelies, let's dive into this video. So lovelies, I came across this video about this great son of a guy on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys. It's actually found out that he is not even a good human being from the onset. He has been relieved from so many duties, and he decided to do this because it is something that he has been doing for a long time, and I was able to put up the stitch. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Alright,
and this is going to come as a surprise to literally no one, but Sean Grayson was a fucking liar. And he told his employers and potential employers that he was discharged from the Army honorably. Untrue. He was discharged for misconduct, serious offense. If anyone from the military can shed some light on that, I did a little light Googling, and it appears that you could negotiate for a general discharge if you don't fight the separation, one that would have otherwise been a dishonorable discharge or potentially. And consistent with the rest of his shitty work history, he was only in the Army for a very short time. He was discharged February 24th, 2016, after beginning service May 5th, 2014. Shy of 2 years. 1 year, 9 months, 19 days specifically. The job that he held right before he came to Sangamon County was Logan County. And based on his behavior, his superior asked, "How are you still employed with us?" in a recorded conversation with him. And he said, "I don't know." He was so bad that they asked him, "How are you still employed with us?" He only worked at Logan for a year. So let me just first give credit. Beth Hunsdorfer with Capital News Illinois is the one who wrote this article, and she is the one who did these public records requests for his employment records. So personal records show that Grayson's time at Logan County, the one right before Sangamon County, was fraught, right? He continued a high-speed pursuit of a traffic offender, even after his supervisor ordered him to terminate it. Okay, hold on, before we get to the woman. They were pursuing someone for making a fucking turn without using their signal. And he starts a high-speed chase. His supervisor tells him to stop it. And in response to that, all he does is turn off his lights and sirens and continues on going 100 miles an hour to apprehend someone for not using their fucking turn signal. And the only reason that chase came to a stop was because he hit a fucking deer. Could have been a person too, by the way. That's the whole reason why you're not supposed to continue with high-speed chases. 100 miles an hour for someone who didn't use their turn signal, and then he killed a deer. And his vehicle had to be, at the cost to taxpayers, had to be repaired, obviously. Next, there was a woman who filed a complaint because she tried to watch as she was strip searched. Okay, and then he harassed her fiance who was in the Logan County jail. Right, so she's getting a pelvic exam, and apparently he parts the fucking curtains to take a look. She does a complaint, and then he goes to the jail and hassles her fiance. He questioned him in front of other inmates as retaliation for his girlfriend's complaint. And the reason that that's problematic too is that when you are caught having a meeting with an officer while you're in custody, everybody thinks you're a snitch, and it becomes markedly more dangerous for you in custody. And so that's why it's significant that it was in front of other inmates. Typically, things like that happen behind closed doors. He did it to put the guy's life in danger. The Logan County Chief Deputy Nathan Miller wrote in November 22nd, something, a report, Grayson needed extensive training after failing to listen to his superiors. He wrote Grayson needed field training along with additional traffic stop training, report writing training, high stress decision making training, high stress decision making process classes, and needs to read, discuss, and understand issued Logan County Sheriff's Department policies. 7 months on, how are you still employed by us? Miller asked Grayson during a recorded meeting. I don't know, he responded. Let me just say something right now. We're going to hear about another department where the chief of that department, I think Auburn, the one right before Logan, which was right before Sangamon, told the potential employer at Sangamon that he's got fucking problems, but he had no fucking write-ups. So that speaks to the culture. You got problems, but they won't fucking have a talking to with you. And if they do have a talking to with you, they're not going to write you up. And so for all of this to be recorded at Logan, it was much worse than this. It was far worse than this. And so that same person who was like, how are you still employed with us, advised him that these were violations that could lead to his firing. And since he was still in his probationary period, he could be fired at will. There's no record of whether he was disciplined or if he got the training that he was supposed to get, but he could be fired at will and they didn't fucking fire him. That's all you need to know about all of this. They won't fucking fire you, even when they know you're a fucking problem. When he did the high-speed chase in Logan County, by the way, he was also during his probationary period. And he fucking did not listen to his superiors and continued this fucking high-speed chase, for a fucking truck that failed to signal a turn. Supervisor tells Grayson to terminate the pursuit. Instead of slowing down, Grayson turned off his emergency lights and siren and continued at speeds more than 100 miles per hour, which is higher than before because he was only going 30 to 60 miles an hour before when his lights and sirens were on. Turns them off and starts going 100 miles an hour. Pursuit ended when a deer collided with Grayson's vehicle. He fucking hit a deer. They had a meeting with him, tried to impress upon him the importance of following chain of command, writing accurate reports so they know that he has a problem with lying. Okay? But they didn't fucking fire him. They know he's a problem and they don't fire him. At one point, Miller pointed out the discrepancies to Grayson's report of the high-speed chase. He asked if Grayson was lying because he could not see what he purported to see in the report. That's official fucking misconduct. Here's the bit about him trying to watch as this woman had a pelvic exam to remove drugs. What you need to know about it is that the report was unfounded, but his supervisors recommended that he receive counseling on best practices. That means that they believed the woman, but it was unfounded. This is what I mean when I tell you IA doesn't mean fucking shit. They don't care if they're policing themselves. And even when they believe the woman and say that he needs to get fucking counseling, it's unfounded. And this is when he goes to the boyfriend. He's angry at her for filing the report and came back here and asked to speak to me in front of all the other inmates who now know that I talked to detectives, which could possibly put me in danger. So Auburn, the police chief in the city of Auburn, so right before Logan County, right before Sangamon, says that he was very aggressive about making drug arrests and expressed concern that he was too aggressive. And he was a bragger who once posted on social media about a drug arrest. Also, he struggled with report writing and was not great with evidence. But no write-ups or punishment. You think he's got a fucking problem with aggression, writing reports, and evidence? You don't think he's truthful or credible, but yet no write-ups. We can read between the lines. He was essentially probably given the option to fucking quit rather than getting fired outright from all of these places, including the Army. We'll give you a general discharge instead of dishonorable if you just fucking kick rocks. And so during his interview with Logan County, he answered 195 questions, blah, 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 that he received an honorable discharge from the Army. But that's not true. He will lie about things that are fucking verifiable, just like he lied about Sonia Massey charging at him with boiling hot water when she fucking didn't, even though it was verifiable and the whole thing was on body cam. The bragger thing comes in here in his interview with Logan County. He says that he applied at all these places, but he turned them down. Bullshit. You got this job at fucking Sangamon County because your girlfriend's fucking father worked there for 30 years, because no one else would have you. Let's be fucking for real. That whole negligent hiring thing is sounding real fucking feasible at this point. I know this is going to come as a surprise to literally no one, but Sean Grayson was a fucking liar. And
information is starting to leak out in the cracks of this Sonia Massey story. Huh? Information is starting to leak out in the cracks of this Sonia Massey story. So I've been in these streets, and I've been trying to do my homework. I've been Googling and everything. So I looked up who Sean Grayson's wife was, because she kept coming up a lot. Her name is Isabelle Butterfield. Yeah, did y'all look her up? Isabelle Butterfield daddy, guess who he is? Isabelle Butterfield daddy is Scott Butterfield. Huh? Scott Butterfield used to be a chief deputy of the sheriff department. Guess what Sean work at? Huh? Did you get Sean a job? Inquiring minds want to know. Now, that's not the only crazy thing. I looked up Isabelle Butterfield and Sean Grayson, and guess what I found? They just got married October the 19th, 2024. Why? Because this is their registry list. I also found their Target registry list, and I ain't gonna lie, something a little fishy here. You mean to tell me that you're gonna pay $50 for a set of Harrington flatware, but you're gonna pay $32.99 only for a damn toaster? And why the hell you got 2 cake mixing bowls on your damn registry? Who you think you is? A goddamn Anita Baker? We also did a little bit more digging and found out where Isabelle Butterfield works. And y'all ain't gonna believe this. I started doing some digging and I realized y'all said that Sonia had on a hospital bracelet. I looked up the closest place where she could have got medical care to her house. An 8-minute drive away. And guess what we ended up at? Capital Community Health Center. And guess who worked there? Isabelle Butterfield. Now, the reason this got me thinking is because I remember when this cop first walked up to the door, he said,
"You doing all right mentally?"
Yes.
Sure.
My medicine and stuff.
All right.
why would he ask her that just out the clear blue? And another thing that's kind of getting me up here in the mind, and this is just me now, this is nowhere else in TikTok, but I just want y'all to listen and hear me out. I'm thinking from the perspective of calling the police. If I called the police, why wouldn't I be dressed already? Now, I know y'all don't know where I'm going with this. Could it be that something happened allegedly between Isabelle Butterfield and Sonia Massey at that place, and she left and went home because she didn't even take the bracelet off? When she left and went home, could it possibly be that the police actually, especially Sean Grayson, who I'm talking about, actually caused the situation in the backyard, and then they took the call, which is why she didn't even have a chance to get clothes on? Because if I heard something in the driveway, wouldn't you automatically get dressed and at least try to be prepared just in case they try to come in the house? Wait a minute now. Y'all heard it here first. Something fishy is going on. All I'm saying is that Springfield, Illinois police need to look up the average call time, the average response time in the area, and then look up the response time of how fast Sean Grayson got there. This is really something that's coming together, and I think y'all need to look into this. Okay? So we gonna stay abreast of this, but this is just a theory. We gonna update y'all as it go, but it seemed fishy to me that she didn't have clothes on and something was going on outside her house. Was it as soon as y'all got the call, y'all took it because y'all were in the area? We gonna find out now. I'm just a mess.
Like, seriously, lovelies, this whole thing is, beginning to make a lot of sense. Like, I don't even understand how was all of these things possible. How can somebody who actually has such portfolio, who has such profile, be in the force? Like, he was discharged from military. He never even stayed in military for like 2 years. He was just there just for a year, and he was discharged. Not only that, he was discharged, he also don't follow rules and regulations. He don't respect anybody. He can't even write any kind of report. He's so arrogant, so bitter, so full of himself. He's, you know, he's actually aggressive. And they still hired somebody like this in, like, they still hired somebody like this in a life and pie situation. How would I think that somebody like this can actually, work for the public? He has zero tolerance. He has zero behavior. Like, he's just full of S-H-I-T word. He was hired probably with the influence of his girlfriend's, parent, father. Like, what is happening? What has the system, become? So there is nothing like credibility. Like, you just have to get hired. Since you have this kind of skin color, nobody care about your background. They just hire you. Like, this is making a lot of sense. There's this video that I actually want to refer that goes on, TikTok, so it actually went viral on social media, where this crack of a guy, he decided to come out on a podcast to talk about how he can never trust any black pilot, any, plane that is flown by a black pilot. He can never board such a plane or something, because he see them as people that are not capable, or as people that, they can do the job well. Because of what? Because the person is a black person. Now, when I stitched that video, I was talking about how, why is it that you want to qualify person based on their own skin color? That means if somebody is actually, if a black or dark skin complexion, you are not qualified in any field of study. You are not qualified at all. But if you are a pan-colored person, you are automatically qualified. Even if background, you are not qualified to do such a job. But because you happen to be a pan-colored person, you are automatically qualified. You will go for any interview, get yourself checked, and you start working, even if you don't have the credibility to do the work. But because you have that kind of skin color, you are qualified. But when it's, black people, you have to go for series of tests, series of examinations. You have to pass series of exams for you to ascertain a certain position, and after you must have done that, they will still deem you all qualified. This is the case of this, person of a guy. With all of his, red flag background, he was still able to get a job. He was still able to go out and work. He was still able to handle something as dangerous as buying someone. Seriously, despite all his background, despite all his negativity, he was still able to uphold a certain position. Not even, a linear job or a job that suits him well because of his kind of person or his personality, but a job that puts people's, LIFE in, I can't even pronounce such words. Like, seriously, lovelies, this is just getting scary. It's getting scary for citizens, innocent citizens, people like Sonia. Like, so he even have a record of buying a deer. Like, seriously, he'll buy a deer, all because of what? Because he thinks that he has the privilege to do whatsoever what he wants to do and get away with it, and nothing is going to happen. Like, he has had all of this negativity, all of this bad profile, but he's still working in a reputable stuff. Because of what? Because he feels that he has the privilege. This whole thing is just, getting messier and messier. The more I just want to think about it, the more I get so disappointed that it has come to the point that you cannot actually rely on this kind of people to save you. You're only left alone in this world to save yourself. The system can't even save you anymore because of people like this. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please, leave your thought in the comment section, subscribe if you've not done that already, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.